So since we have more than we should, up to the point where they have finished their work, they are returning to us 1 billion. That makes it 20 billion. And we have other means of reducing the cost along the way, and we are working on that. That is the ECRF. Then we have the CADA scheme. We have worked out how to settle the problem of CADA. As you know, penalty money has been taken. The settlers will get about more than $1 billion to be distributed among them as a result of running the estates belonging to the settlers. But after selling or leasing the land to FDB, now other settlers get only 250 million, and that's not enough for the settlers. The government has been helping the settlers because they need to be helped, but they have somehow rather incurred a lot of loans for the replanting, etc. During the replanting period, they get no income, so the CADA advance to them the income on condition that they pay when the plants bear fruit. When they have an income, they should pay, because what was extended to them during the time when they were replanting is a loan, it's not a gift, it's a loan. And but some settlers, unfortunately, after CADA has replanted and palms have begun to bear fruit, they take the fruit and give it away to private as well as declare dividends. Then nobody will want to put their money there. But in order to ensure that they keep on putting money in tabung haji, we have to show that we can pay some dividend. But the dividend is very small. It's mainly coming from the government. This means that people who want to perform the Hajj would still be willing to put their money with tabung haji, because it will be well managed, not like before, where the deficit of the pilgrims were used to subsidize the pilgrim and also to declare dividend. The first companies were doing anything. But when we investigate, we find that that company which was doing the preliminary work on Bandar Malaysia, actually it's not a Chinese company, it's a government company, a Malaysian government company, because the Malaysian government has got 40% of the share in that company, and the other part of it is some private investors. The Chinese company which invested in Bandar Malaysia takes up only 24%. So it is not a Chinese company, it is a Malaysian company, it is practically a government company. So because of that, we have changed our stance and we want to reinstate Bandar Malaysia to the company that first bid for it, they won the bid, and I would like to read you the statement that has been made by the government. After due deliberation by the Cabinet on 17th April 2019, the government has decided to reinstate the Bandar Malaysia project that was abruptly terminated in May 2017. Bandar Malaysia will have a significant impact on Malaysia's economy and will serve as a global hub to further attract high impact